Hey guys, this is Introducing Emmy, and I had a request to draw the monster from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by Lookasneetch. It was just kind of like a random request, and yeah. So I did this really quick this morning. It took about 30 minutes, and you're seeing a sped up version, which I think is about 8 minutes long. So I used a thick brush and just kind of blobbed out like a general look, and then I used my eraser to go through and kind of shape it better. Now, the original monster from the book is described as like it's not like the traditional one that you see from, like, I think it's the Hammer films that has like the, or no, oh yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not like a huge Frankenstein film buff, but it's not the traditional one with like the flat top head and the green skin. The one in the book is kind of like yellowish, and he has like black lips and rotten teeth and black long hair and stuff, and I'm not even sure if he's like really stitched together too much. I did draw like some stitches and stuff, but instead of doing it in black and white, I decided to do it in color, since I feel like the color plays a big part in like how disturbing he looks. So I used some really like bold like yellows and oranges and greens and stuff, and tried to keep away from like using natural colors. Also, there's like a lot of color adjustment in this video, which might be a little bit boring, not as much painting probably as I should have been doing, so I apologize for that. But yeah, so I actually drew this earlier this morning and took a break and then came back to record the commentary, so I'm kind of trying to remember what I was doing here. Yeah, his hair ended up looking a little, like, even towards the end, still looked a little, like, dread-like, which wasn't quite what I was going for. I probably should have, like, tapered the ends a little bit more, but that's okay. So, my painting is not, I don't do like a ton of digital painting. I do usually like more, like inked illustrative type stuff, like comic booky type stuff. If you spent like any time on my channel, you know that. So this was like a little out of my comfort zone, but I don't think it turned out too bad. I mostly just focused on his face and the negative space around it to try to shape it as best I could. With his pretty hairs and his pretty teeth. I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm just enjoying the drawing with you. Yeah, he's supposed to have like really like gross black lips, and I kind of ended up making them sort of like yellowy, bluey, greenish instead of just black. Though they still, I think by the end they still kind of looked sort of black. I actually think the idea of black lips looks a little too like punk rockish in contemporary or by contemporary standards. So I sort of geared away from that as best I could. I guess Hallmark actually did a Frankenstein miniseries like some years ago, like a couple years ago, and I guess it's considered the most accurate version of Frankenstein so far. I'll have to check it out. I know the Robert De Niro one was like a huge disappointment. So his eyes are supposed to be kind of like glossed over and reflective and like always like gunky and tearful, which was kind of hard to do. I'm not very good at painting liquid. It's probably something I should practice. I've been meaning to practice painting blood, because I actually draw a decent amount of blood like in stories and art and stuff, but I haven't actually like taken the time to practice drawing like semi-realistic blood, so I always kind of like fluff through it. So I have to add gunky, liquidy eyes to my thing, my stuff of things to practice. So, after I got like the basic painting done, I decided to go through and throw some more colors on top. At first I did red as like blood, but then the green kind of looked better. I thought it made him look a little more like dead. So I added some green on top, and I think I went in with some browns and blues to just sort of, yeah, to model his skin up a little bit more. His skin is described as being sort of like translucent and stretched back over the bone, like you can see through it almost, which is kind of hard to achieve, especially in like a really short amount of time. It's just being a sketch, so I hope I did it somewhat justice. He actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the traditional portrayal of the Phantom of the Opera, if any of you are familiar with Gaston Leroux's original book, as being kind of like this yellow, parchmenty type character, except he doesn't have like a nose. So that's like the one place where they differ. But they're both like these kind of poetic geniuses. Well, I don't know if I'd call the monster a genius, but he's definitely like more intelligent than I think his appearance lets on. And I think it's pretty similar with like the Phantom of the Opera, actually. And as far as I remember, it's been so long since I've read Frankenstein, but they are both have pretty like miserable endings to their stories. So, okay, here I thought I was gonna be all clever and add like a patch of sewn in skin. And it pretty much looked terrible. And I felt like I was kind of starting to beat this drawing into smithereens, so I just scrapped this whole part. So I don't know even why I included it in the video. I guess just to show how bad it looked. I tried to make it work, but I just, it didn't look good, and I didn't feel like completely shading it down in, and like, I said forget about it and took it out. Come on, Emmy, take it out. There, good, it's gone. So here's some more color adjustments and just little bits and bobs that I felt needed to be in the drawing. That's the nice thing about working digitally, is you can achieve, in my opinion, some really like stunning effects and looks without, or you know, in a much shorter amount of time. And you know, if you make a mistake, it's much easier to fix and stuff. I know a lot of people consider digital to be kind of cheating, but trust me when I say it takes just as much knowledge and skill to get it to work. So yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's too early in the morning. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!